Some of Silicon Valley's biggest investors are beginning to ask tough questions about the world they helped create. Over the weekend, two major investors in Apple, Jana Partners and the California State Teachers Retirement System, sent a letter to Apple urging the company to do more to fight smartphone addiction among young people. Roger McNamee co-founded Elevation Partners. He was an early investor in both Facebook and Google, which is a great thing financially. But now he says he regrets some of what those companies have become. Roger McNamee joins us tonight. Roger, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure, Tucker. It's good to be here.
It's kind of amazing to even begin this conversation with you, considering you so famously made great bets on both those companies, and now you're concerned about what they're doing. Explain your concerns.
It's really simple, Tucker. The problem that we have here is that many of us, and I count myself among the number, have viewed technology as one of those things that was only goodness,
yes,
that there really was no downside to it. And for the longest time, that was true. Now, because smartphones are available 18 hours a day, and because companies like Facebook and Google have personalized 2 billion individual channels, so each of us has their own programming all the time, addiction is actually an inevitable result of their advertising business models.
Yes.
And it's not something we saw. And I personally look back on this and I'm kicking myself for not having seen it. At the same time, I've committed myself full-time with my partners, Tristan Harris and others, to try to start a national conversation about what is the appropriate role of technology, what is the best way to protect our children. And I'm delighted to see that there are large institutional investors who are bringing their market power to bear to try to call attention both to the issue and to provoke companies to do the right thing.
So I assume you still live out in the peninsula or in the Bay Area. How unpopular are you? I mean, this is the most countercultural thing you could do, I would think.
Well, it's a really interesting thing because I think you're right. For the longest time, Silicon Valley didn't want to believe that there was a problem. I mean, everybody likes disruption because it's easy. What they don't want is to bear the consequences of having done that disruption. And now that they're being called to task, what's really, really cool, I wrote a thing in the Washington Monthly this past weekend that brought CEOs to me to start conversations for the first time. So, you know, I'm not worried about popularity. That's not what this is about. I'm really worried about our children. I'm worried about the country. I'm worried about democracy. I'm worried about what goes on in the world. I just think that we don't want to be made more lonely. We don't want to be made more sad.
That's right.
We don't want to be made more unsuccessful. We for sure don't want that happening to our kids.
So what do you think the right way to, and you're saying this as a very informed, unusually informed person on this question, how is it the best way to manage your children's use of these devices?
So I think the really important thing for every parent to understand is that there are a lot of bad things that can happen here. I mean, we think about products like YouTube Kids. We think about products like Snapchat. These are products whose business models are designed around this notion of addiction by the kids, and they're just not prepared to deal with it. So parents need to restrict usage of these products. In fact, one of the sad things, Tucker, one of the things that makes me angry is that executives out in the Valley generally restrict their kids' usage of the products that they are encouraging everyone else to use with abandon. And so I think the first thing to do is you got to explain to the kids, hey guys, there's a lot of bad stuff going on here and it's not your fault. And, you know, I wish we had caught this before it had become an epidemic problem.
It's amazing. I mean, everything you said, it makes sense. It seems obvious. For our viewers who don't know who you are, I would encourage them to Google you because they will see that coming from you, this is profound. You really are a whistleblower right in the middle of it.
This was a huge change for me. I mean,
I mean,
was proud
it's
of Facebook.
amazing.
I'm proud of it. Listen, this is my national service right now. I'm trying to do
it's amazing
something
that you're doing
good.
it.
Well,
and I'm grateful that you are. Thank you, Roger.
And let's keep the conversation going. You got 4 girls. We got to take good care of them, okay?
Anytime.